Welcome back to San Diego. We are live at the Major League Gaming Pro Circuit event, ESPN Saturday night. In our first matchup, Str8 Rippin, the red team, against Inferno, the blue team. And we can't wait to get this one started. Our first match should be a strong one. Let's take a look at the teams themselves, the starting lineups. As we begin, Str8 Rippin, they're going to go with T-Squared. He's their leader, along with Legit, Neighbor, and Elamite Warrior. Star-studded team, Str8 Rippin. Over on the other side, Inferno, the blue team, they've got Timeliest Brute, Slim, Hokum, and Soviet, as we mentioned off the top, the 2007 free-for-all champion. He's their star player. And, Puckett, who do you favor in this initial matchup?
Well, you got to favor Str8 Rippin. They're coming in as the 5th seed over Inferno's 12th seed. But, of course, they came in as the #1 team into the first Meadowlands tournament coming off the online brackets. They have T-Squared, Neighbor, who is absolutely on fire coming into this tournament. He is dominating. You see Legit there in the white hat, and Elamite Warrior is prepared as well.
Sundance, how important is it to get off to a hot start? You know, the lights are on, the cameras are on now. Are these guys maybe feeling a little nervous?
Well, you know, I doubt that Str8 Rippin is nervous. If anything, I would be worried about being overconfident. These guys came into the Meadowlands event expecting to roll early, and they were surprised a couple of times. They've got Inferno on the other side, and Inferno would love nothing better than to send them down to the lower bracket early. But you know what? Str8 Rippin has the makeup. They've been here before. This is familiar territory to them. If they're focused and they play their game, they should be in great shape.
All right. It may be time to get to it now. As Inferno and Str8 Rippin get ready to go, I mean, really, is it a matter of star power? Do you have to have enough firepower on your team, enough star talent to really get past some of these top-notch MLG teams?
Well, of course, I think Inferno has the talent to become a huge name here at MLG. You have Soviet. He's 17 years old, and he has the nastiest BR out of any Russians we have here on the circuit. Of course, there's also Hokum, the strategist. Timeliest Brute is there as well. And Slim is one of my favorite players to watch because he is just so aggressive. You see Slim right there, rocking the Sennheiser next to Hokum. These guys have fun, and I love to watch Inferno.
Okay, but Str8 Rippin, they're no slouches either. I mean, they've got talent too, don't they, Sunday?
Oh, absolutely. I think you look over at Str8 Rippin, and honestly, there's at least 2 of the top 10 players in the circuit. If you ask anybody, everyone has a difference of opinion, but I'm looking at those guys, and I'm seeing a really balanced team. Neighbor, his ability to run amazing routes on a map, to be sneaky, to get behind players' setups, to take them out of their game. T-Squared, he's a dominating player. And then, of course, there's Elamite, one of the most balanced players we've seen in the circuit, and he scares a lot of people. And Legit, forget about it. If he gets off, everyone else is going home sad.
So if it's not stick skills, then what separates the top-notch teams from the pack?
I'll tell you what, these guys have been here before. They know what it takes. They've won under these bright lights. And honestly, this is a marathon. You get out of the gate and you're excited. You spend all your energy thinking, like, we're here. It's time to go. You get a little bit of a lead in the game. These guys will break your heart. They'll take your spirit, and they'll crush it because they know what it takes to win in the long haul. That is, if they don't get overconfident. That, to me, is what they need to be concerned about. And I can't put that on XXX, the coach behind them.
All right. Gotcha. The guys have their headsets on now. Explain to people who may not know the significance of what the guys are doing now with their headsets on.
Well, right now they're making sure they have the right volume set. They want to be able to hear each other using those Astros to communicate, as well as have the proper amount of game sound. You got to hear the grenades, got to hear the battle rifle shots coming from behind you. They're making sure their sound is quite set, and then once they are, they'll be ready to game.
All right, well, we're just about ready to get underway here. One thing, the last thing you touched on, can you explain that a little bit deeper, actually, about the headsets?
Well, these are the Astro 840s. We were very fortunate enough to partner with Astro and work in developing these headsets. They're set up so you get all 4 players and the coach can be on the headsets, and they can balance out their sound and their communications. Now, Str8 Rippin has chosen to use their old headsets. We've got Inferno using the headsets. Now, what you're going to see here is a lot of times teams, because they get into the moment, they get taken up by the crowd, they get a little bit, overwhelmed by that, so they want to kind of block all that out and just be in the game and just hear their coach and the game sounds and the communication and nothing else.
Does that new technology in the headsets, does that give Inferno a slight advantage maybe here, since they have the new fancy ones?
Well, it's a mix, again, and it all comes down to, in the end, it's communication. If you've got the headset set up but you're not communicating, it's not going to mean anything. If you're not using it, if you're not talking, if you're not calling out where your teammates are or who's one shot, it's not going to mean anything.
I would normally use earbuds, something like that, but I guess I'd look like a rookie if I did that, right?
Well, we'll give you a shot. We'll try it out.
Let's take a look at the map and get this thing started.
All right, well, we have a best-of-5 series coming up, but we are kicking this one off with Capture the Flag on Narrows, and I'm so excited for this one because we have 3 amazing snipers to watch. We got Soviet for Inferno, Neighbor, one of the greatest snipers in the game for Str8 Rippin, and of course, legit T-Squared and Elamite. They all know how to use it as well. We are kicking this game off with Neighbor, the player to watch for Str8 Rippin. He was absolutely dominating in the lands leading up to this week. I was talking to Elamite Warrior, and Elamite says he has never seen him play better. As you see him immediately grab that sniper, charge top middle, pick up the kill on Slim, and already Str8 Rippin is eyeing Inferno players trapped in their base. This is a phenomenal start for Str8 Rippin.
Absolutely. Neighbor with a sniper in his hand. And I would say watch out for Str8 to try and control both snipers on this map. They're going to get map control. They're going to set up. They're going to try and slay a little bit and get into a cycle here, Puckett. And as you said, Neighbor is just sick nasty when he's on fire. And right now it looks like he's on fire.
Oh, but check that out. Soviet took him down. We are now hopping on board with the crazy Russian. It's Soviet. He is amazing. This kid has struggled in the past to find a solid 4-man team, but he proved in 2007 that he has the individual talent to hang with the best. He proved it by becoming the free-for-all champion of 2007, and now he is looking to solidify himself as a top 4v4 team player.
You said it, Puckett. In fact, I've heard a lot of people say that Soviet is Inferno's strong side. He's a young player that they're molding into a superstar because he just has the raw ability.
Well, right now we have Inferno just trying to set up top middle control. They're trying to get out of their base, but Str8 Rippin is pushing in so aggressively that they haven't been able to escape. You see 3 are down there for Str8 Rippin. Make it all 4 are down, and now Neighbor is going to be able to move the flag for Str8 Rippin. That was a huge push there by legit Elamite Warrior and Neighbor. Legit picked up the huge double. Neighbor picked up a kill of his own, and now they're running the flag untouched bottom middle. But Soviet's got the sniper. He hit Neighbor once, dropping his shield. Couldn't connect with a headshot, but he is stopped short. We're going off board now with legit, who's going to rally the flag in for Str8 Rippin's first capture.
Fantastic communication there, Puckett. You saw Soviet had the snipe. He put a shot on Neighbor, but Str8 Rippin was prepared. 2 guys rushed past, one to deflect shots, the other to run it in, and legit did just that.
Guys, I'm looking forward to actually seeing KG and Soviet.